So for part 2 of homework 9, we are to add in a coin, which is a quarter. So now our vending machine accepts nickels, dimes, and quarters for that same item that amounts to 40 cents. So here I'm going to explain my finite state machine at state 0. If you enter in a nickel, then you have the different possibilities for if you inserted a nickel. So if you had a dime, then you would increase the state 15, which is 15 cents. 5 plus 10 is 15. If you had another nickel, you would increase your coin amount to state 10. And if you had a quarter, you would increase your coin amount to 30 cents. If you had a dime, same thing. If you had a nickel, well, you'll be at 15 cents. If you have a dime, you'll be at 20 cents. If you have a quarter, you'll be at 35 cents. If you have a quarter and you have a nickel, you'll go to 30 cents. If you insert a quarter and then you insert a dime, you'll go to 35 cents. And if you insert a quarter and insert another quarter, you'll go to anything above state 45. And you will receive change. And for another example, here, if you're at 30 cents and you insert a dime, you will be at 40 cents. If you insert a quarter, you'll be above, or you'll be more than 45 cents. So you will receive change. If you had a nickel, you'll go to 35 cents. Now remember here in state 40, our item will release for the customer to get. So I will further explain my VHDL here. As I explained earlier, my vending machine accepts nickels, dimes, and quarters, and the candy bar will release at 40 cents. And the customer is allowed to receive change. So here, only thing different from my vending machine before is I added in quarters. And here I have my change and my VNC, which will release the candy. So everything here is the same as far as state 0 all the way to state 45. That will represent the amount of change inserted. I have my reset. And also I have my clock. And same as before, in my process, I'll have my nickel, my dime, my quarter, and my candy bar. And so VNC and change will remain off until activated. And so here I just go back through the cycles, only thing different. Okay, say I'm in state 0. If my candy bar signal is on, if I insert a dime, I will be at the amount of 10 cents. If I insert a nickel, I'll be at the amount of 5 cents. If I insert a quarter, I'll be at the amount of 25 cents. If I've inserted 20 cents and I insert a dime, I'll be at the amount of 30 cents. If I'm entering a nickel, then I'll be at the amount of 25 cents. If I enter in a quarter, then I'll be above 45 cents. So my customer will receive change there. And here, again at state 40, my vending machine item will release. VNC means it's been activated if it's equal to 1. And anything in state 45 is the customer receiving change and also the release of the vending item. So here I have my test bench. My test bench, I've named it test bench vending 2. And here I declare my component, which comes from the entity of my vending machine. And then here I have my signals. I've named them the same inputs and outputs that I named in my entity. And then I just assign my signals. I have a clock process and my stimulus process. Only thing that's changed from before is we're going to keep the nickel on high on every cycle, and also we have added in the quarter input. So to show you simulations, for example, here I could insert a nickel. My N is equal to 1. Here's my dime, and then here's my quarter. So to show an example of my simulation, okay, let's say I enter in 2 quarters. That means the customer will get change and the vending item will release. So here, if clock is 1 and my candy bar signal is activated as a 1, and I put in a quarter, that's 25 cents. No item will be released and no change. The customer won't receive change yet because it hasn't reached the amount, the amount of the item. So if I put in another quarter, then I'll get 50 cents. And the customer will receive change. And also the vending item will release. So here's an example of my homework 9 problem 2 simulation.